million naira. If you do not use it very well, what you realize is you'll constantly be in need of more money. Money is a very sensitive commodity. Everybody that has it should respect it. So if somebody hands you, even if it's 10,000 naira, 1,000 naira, free of charge for your business, handle it with care, because that money could be all you need to launch into the next phase of your business. Once again, you are welcome to the program. And I would like to officially start this class with my slide for today. So this is business, and I want us to talk business in the next couple of minutes and take one or two questions and close for today. This is business, and my name is Stephen Michael, aka Dr. Mickey. And for those who will be asking, who the heck is Stephen Michael? I totally understand. I am the founder of the Fathers Companies. Why I say the Fathers Companies is because we have different businesses we're into. The popular one, the one that is very common, is the Fathers Training Academy, which is a public speaking and presentation school. We also provide other soft skills training on customer service, leadership skills, sales, and presentation skills as well. Under the Fathers Academy, we have locations or branches or offices in Lagos. We have in Abuja, and we are launching Uyo in the next couple of days or weeks, not sure. And also we have the Fathers Marketing Agency, which is essentially a marketing agency. Basically, we help companies to plan and to implement their marketing ideas to help them get more customers and to build a sustainable business. Marketing is very essential in every business, okay? And then we have the Fathers Multimedia, which is the company that, in the future, we hope to secure funding from the big guys like the likes of Sir Allen and some other billionaires. We secure the funding and we ensure them that we help them to find brilliant and bright entrepreneurs in Africa, and not just give them the money, but also help them to use the money very well to build great businesses that we'll all be proud of in the next 5 to 10 years. So I'm the executive director of the Fathers Multimedia, which will be combining reality TV shows, but from the angle of business. And I'm also a marketing and business growth consultant. Currently, I'm the marketing consultant for the Platinum Mortgage Bank, and also a communications coach. That means I help some of these high-profile individuals to prepare their presentations and get them ready for, conversations that are critical to their business. And I'm also a public speaker. So enough about me. My profile is not that interesting. I hope somebody is following me though, because everybody's on mute now. I hope you all have not gone to eat your Sunday rice and just abandoned here. Can somebody talk to me? Let me know I'm with you. We've all gone to eat your Sunday rice. I said it. I said it. Oh, okay. Salen is in the house. Who else is with me, please? I can see Baron. Is it the Baron? The Baron? Oh, that's Baron. Baron, how are you? Good to hear from you. I'm supposed to call you. I'll still call you. Anyway, yesterday it was late, so I said, let me not wake you up from sleep before you get angry with me and, the rest of the story. So let's continue with my slide. I want to talk about 11 instructions for the business grind. If you're going to grind in business, if you're going to get into the world of business, here are simple instructions that I have for you. And again, remember that this is for startups. This is for those who are still starting, those who are still looking to launch their business in Nigeria. So this might not be applicable if you already have an established business that is doing maybe 50 million and above monthly or so. For now, we're talking about entrepreneurs, those who are still starting. These are the simple, common sense ideas that I think you should know to help you get to the next level of your business and your career. The first one is I want you to deal with certain misconceptions that a lot of us Nigerians have regarding business and career. So deal with the misconceptions. You can take notes because I'm not sharing this slide for now. Deal with these misconceptions. What are these misconceptions? The first one is they say, do what you love. That's what they told us. Do what you're passionate about. Do what you love. Find something you're passionate about and build your business around it. Now, you have to understand that that is true, but that is only half the truth. That is not the full truth. Okay, that is not all the truth there is to business. If you are in a third world country, in a developing country like Africa, and especially in Nigeria, you may have to do not just what you love, but what you have to do to stay afloat. You may have to do what you have to do. The reason is because we do not have that conducive environment to accommodate what you love or what you like. Nigeria is not a place where you can make money, for instance, by singing poem or writing love messages. Okay, so it's a very serious environment, a very hectic place to be. What you love may not have the potential to feed you. What you love may not be able to pay you. Okay, we've not gotten to that place yet. Therefore, doing what you love is only half the truth. You can only do what you love as a business if what you love can bring money. If you love what you love can bring open doors for you and bring financial breakthrough for you. So somebody like Dangote, for instance, I don't think he likes making sugar. I don't think so. I don't think Dangote likes some of the things that he's producing, some of these essential commodities, but he went into the business because he saw the opportunity. So business is not just about what you love. It's also about seeing opportunities and turning opportunities around to favor you. Another thing you have to know is that sometimes business is also about seeing a gap that is out there. Something is missing, something is not working fine. And you feel like I can help in this area, even though I don't love this per se. Now, love, because you've got to love the fact that you are doing this, okay? But maybe you're not emotionally attached to it. Maybe it is not like primarily what you want to do with your life. Sometime in life and sometime in business, you may have to start with something. You may have to start with something and then grow into where you want to be. Life is in stages. Life is in phases, okay? Sometimes you may have to start from somewhere and then grow into your bigger vision. So say, for instance, your passion is to have a chain of restaurants across Nigeria. You may have to start with Buka. You may have to start with Mama Put. Okay, from there, you raise money, and then you move into the bigger business, which is where, what you love to do. But if you're waiting for the day you have all the finances to just go and start opening chains of restaurants, the fact is, even if you have the money to open chains of restaurants and you've never run a Buka, you may not even have the capacity to run a restaurant. I mean, you could barely manage a Buka. What makes you so sure that you could run a restaurant? Talking of chain of restaurants. So don't jump ahead of yourself. If what you love can bring money, fine. But if currently what you love cannot bring money, does not bring money, find something that brings money and learn it and master it and start from there. In the future, when you've made money, you can go back to what you love. Okay? When you finally made money, you can move back to what you love. The next one is working for someone is a bad thing. This is not true. Some people say, oh, salary is the money they pay you to, I don't know how to say it. Salary is the money they pay you to, something like that. Trying to discourage people from working for someone. You have to understand something. Again, Nigeria is not like other developed countries where you can come up with ideas and you just go to the bank or go to angel investors. There's these guys they call angel investors. They will just cash out money and start giving to you free of charge. Nigeria is not like that yet. Okay, sometimes you may have to work for someone or work with someone, but that is a stage, that is a phase in your life. And you have to, okay, somebody said the bribe you receive to forget your dream. Listen, if salary makes you to forget your dream was never strong in the first place. You never even had a dream to begin with. If salary was big enough to make you to forget your dream, you never even had a dream for once in your life. So those who believe that are usually those who don't understand how these things operate. Working for someone is not a bad thing. I know as Africans, I know as Africans, we love to have this sense of entitlement. We love to own things and let it be primarily our own. So everybody's looking out for their own. But sometimes, trust me, one of the best things that can happen to you is to work for someone or work with someone. First of all, you get to learn. Secondly, you get to experiment and make mistakes with their own platforms, not with your own business, with their own business. And then you get to learn, you get to build networks, build relationships, and get real world experience about the business before you now start your own. If you notice, some people that worked for a business or for a company before starting their own businesses, they often do well compared to those who just start from nowhere, because they've used somebody else's business to know what works and what doesn't work. And they use this to understand certain business principles because they are in that business and they know certain things. Like some people are struggling today because they don't even know basic things because they've never worked for anyone. So these are some of the issues that you have to deal with as a startup Nigerian. If you're currently working with somebody, please, that salary is not big enough for you to forget. If you forgot your dream, you were never dreaming, you were just sleeping. Okay, the salary should be reminding you of your dream. Every day you go to work, you must be having that sense of, oh my, I think I can do something bigger. I think I'm better than this, right? That is the dream calling on you. And then you can save, you can plan, then you can transition into whatever that you want to do. The next thing that is a misconception is a lot of people telling you that entrepreneurship is freedom and fun. Start your own business, run your own thing. Oh, you know, there's nothing like doing your own thing. You have peace of mind. Let me tell you one thing. Entrepreneurship will frustrate you. Entrepreneurship will give you headache, give you heartache, give you spiritual problems you don't even know exist. Okay, anybody that is telling you that entrepreneurship is freedom and fun is starting from the end, not from the beginning. That is the end point of entrepreneurship. He's not talking about the beginning of entrepreneurship. The beginning of entrepreneurship is, it took me 6 years. I worked hard for 6 years and I can't even afford some basic things. I was poor and broke. I was struggling. I'm talking about my real life, for real. I was depressed for over 6 months because I didn't have money, right? And that is because I was doing what they called entrepreneurship. I was running my own business. Do I have freedom? Yes. But do I have money? No. Entrepreneurship is pretty much like an idle guy, right? He's there for you, but he's still broke, right? He's a lovely guy. You can call him at every time, but he can't provide your basic need. So that is what it does. At the beginning, that's what it looks like. So the question is, do you really understand what you are signing up for? When you say, I want to build a business, do you know what you are signing up for? Because when you're working with someone, you have what they call working hours from 8 to 5 p.m. Entrepreneurship doesn't do 8 to 5 p.m. You can be working by 12 a.m., 3 a.m., 6 a.m. You can be working inside church. You can be working anywhere and everywhere. That's entrepreneurship for you. Entrepreneurship will give you freedom that you will not even take if you are a good entrepreneur, if you are a true entrepreneur. So in 2021, that is this year, I've only had one Sunday off since 2021. From January till now, I've only had one Sunday off. Then today, yesterday and today, in fact, this week is the only weekend I've spent alone in my house without going to work. I work Monday to Sunday. Now, I'm not saying everybody works like that. Everybody doesn't have to work like that. I'm not saying that is ideal. But what I'm telling you is I have staff. I have people that could actually do this. I actually have the freedom to collect people's money and sit down in my house and play TV game and sleep and have fun and do all of those things. But the truth is, if you are truly an entrepreneur, you will not do it. Even though you can do it, you will still not do it. Because you know what you are building. You know you are building for the future. You are not building for the now. So before you start talking about the end point of entrepreneurship, you have to understand the beginning. Entrepreneurship will stretch you. It will force you to do things you're not conversant with, things you are not even comfortable with. Some of us don't like talking to people, but entrepreneurship will force you to talk to people. Some of us don't like to apologize. Entrepreneurship will force you to apologize. Some of us don't like to do certain things. There are certain skills you have to learn because you're an entrepreneur. On a normal day, you wouldn't even care. But because you're an entrepreneur now, you are paying attention to some of these things. So please, I want you to understand what you're signing up for. Don't buy into the hype, buy into the truth. If you can, I want you to write this down. Don't buy into the hype, Buy into the truth. The truth is entrepreneurship will deal with you. It will refine you. It will change you. It will give you stories. You'll be betrayed. You'll be stabbed. You'll be frustrated. You'll be dealt with. But at the end of it comes freedom and, of course, fun. Someday you're going to build businesses. You're going to have managers. You're going to have workers. You're going to have staff. And then you eventually have the freedom that you desire someday. But maybe not today. Maybe not even next year. It might not even be next 5 years, by the way. It might not be 10 years. But we know that someday we eventually have freedom. And guess what? Even some of the guys that have made it so well, some of the big guys, even though they have the freedom, they still don't want to take it because they love what they do and they have become so passionate. They've developed the habit of going to work and loving their work. So deal with these 3 misconceptions and myths. The second thing I want to talk to you about is, please do not start a business with a loan. What is a loan? A loan is, oh, I have a business idea. I would like you to invest 500,000 or 2 million naira, and I will pay you back. Listen, if you are a startup entrepreneur, stay the heck away from loan. They don't use loan to start business. They use loan to build business or to establish business, but not to start it. Why? Starting a business comes with so many uncertainties. You are never, ever sure or certain of anything in business. You can have a very good business plan, have a very good strategy, have a very good all those things, and still enter business, and the business will die in 3 months. So to not kill yourself or give yourself too many headaches, avoid loan when starting. Now, you have to quote me right. I didn't say you will not collect loan in the future. I'm saying when you are still starting, you don't need loan, because when you are still starting, you don't even know where you need money. So if they give you money and you go and misuse it, you can't be using loan to make mistake, because loan is something you have to pay back. You can make mistake with grants, you can make mistake with money that somebody dashed you, but you can't make mistake with loan, because loan you must pay back. And every time you don't pay back, you begin to ruin your own relationship, you begin to ruin your reputation, and eventually it might even catch up with your business. So never use a loan to start a business. There are 2 things you can use to start a business. One is investment. Investment means give me your money, I will make you a shareholder in the business or in the company. So as the business progresses in the future, as we are earning, we're paying you back. That is investment. But if the business does not do well, we'll share the properties of the business because you are a shareholder. So we share it according to the percentage of investment that you bought. That is one. And most of us here, I don't think most of us here qualify for such thing. Okay, unless you are lucky, you have a friend that believes in you that wants to do that, because that will require a lot of accounting, a lot of proof to show that at least you know what you're saying, and there's a way to hold you accountable before you use somebody's investment money to go and marry or use it to go and get a better car. Nigerians are funny people. So then the next one you can look out for is grants. There is Tony Elumelu grants, there is FCMB grants, UBA grants, Sterling Bank is giving their own grants as well. Almost every bank in Nigeria now, all of them are looking for opportunities to give grants. Even the CBN has mandated some of these corporate bodies to look out for more ways to encourage entrepreneurship. So by next year, there will be more grants. Okay, go for grants. Why? Because grants does not give you pressure. It is free money and you don't have to pay back. When you collect it, if things go south, you will still have your peace of mind. Now, am I saying you should misuse money? No, but what I'm saying is business is full of uncertainties. You can never be 100% sure that a business will work. You can start a good business and for some unknown reasons, the business still did not grow or did not meet up to expectation. So the last thing you want is too much pressure coming from somebody that gave you money. I don't know if you're following me. I don't know if anybody is following me.
I am.
Okay. So no loan. Okay, no loan. Never use a loan to start a business. Never use a loan to start a business. The next thing I want to say is don't quit your job without a transition plan. Don't quit your job without a transition plan. What does that mean? It means that if you want to quit your job, or if you're going to quit your job, you have to think, okay? You have to think. You have to think of, how am I going to move into the next thing? How am I going to move into the next phase? Don't just wake up one day and say, a motivational speaker motivated me and encouraged me and empowered me, and right now I want to quit my job and focus on my business. Listen. This is Nigeria. Your money will probably affect your state of mind 98% of the time. You need a base, you need a place to stay while you plan to move to the next big thing. And that has to be from somebody else's business. Okay, so before you quit your business, have a transition plan. All right, have a transition plan. Very important. The next thing I want to talk about is work with an existing brand or business before you start your own. This is very important, and especially for those of you who applied for the pitch or ditch. Okay, if you know you are still starting, there is no need allowing your ego or your pride to cloud your judgment. Okay, feel free to find a brand or a business that is already doing something you want to do and work with them. This will give you experience. This will give you a platform. This will help you to save some money, and eventually you will get better. Okay, so think about it. Think about it before you move out to say, I want to start my own. Have you worked, even if it's as an intern, to somebody else who have done something similar? Have you done that? If you haven't done that yet, you should probably consider that. Okay. The next thing I want you to think about is to learn high value skills. Learn high value skills. Now, somebody asked a question and said, how do I raise money to go into my business? How do I raise money to go into my business? And I said, what is your business? And he mentioned a couple of things. And I said, sometimes in Nigeria, you have to start with a skill, okay? And then use that skill to enter into the market as a market penetration strategy. What it means is I start with something I can do. I use that to enter, and then I do something bigger once I've gotten there. Let me give you an example. BB Nigeria, for instance, can be a market penetration strategy. I go for the audition, I get into the fame, and then I leverage on that fame to build some other successful businesses, right? Or I could start as a small computer repairer or something like that. From computer repairer, I save up some money and start a computer school. From the computer school, I save up some money and move into real estate. So again, this is a developing country. Nigeria is a developing country. We still have a lot of issues. Nigeria is not a place you expect money to be available before you do anything. You just have to start somewhere. Okay, once you start somewhere, you use that as a platform to generate some money, generate some cash, and then work your way up. That's how it works. So you think about that. The next time you want to start something, think of a high value skill. Why do I recommend high value skills? Because they are cheaper to acquire sometimes, okay? Because they are easier to start. High value skills are easy. Most of them, you can do them from the comfort of your house. And then you use that to save up some money, do a lot of jobs, do a lot of gigs, make some money, and then you move into what you truly want to do with your life. So let me give some examples of high value skills. Teaching and public speaking, for instance. If you can speak, if you can teach, you can start from there. You can start organizing online classes and charging as little as 5,000, 3,000, and just use it to save up money and then move into the things that you want to do when you finally have the finances. Digital marketing. Every business, every company wants a digital marketer. I have somebody that works in my team. If this guy does not earn money, from what I've seen, at least every month, this guy earns nothing less than 300 to 500,000. And guess what? He doesn't even go to work. He stays in his house and he collects projects, different marketing activities from different companies, and he does it inside his room. And each of those companies are paying him for those marketing efforts. So instead of saying, let me go and get a job and be paid from morning till night, he stays in his house, collects a job sometimes for half the money that he would have charged, and then collect from multiple persons. So if you are charging 50,000 and you have 5 clientele for a month, that's 250,000, and you are still at the comfort of your house. So if you are married, you can still look at your wife's eyes and still play some funny jokes with her while you are working, or you can just basically have the comfort of staying in your house without exposing yourself to Lagos traffic or the risk of traveling on the road. So these are options you may consider. Social media management, for instance, I have a guy in my team. Every month, I pay him 15,000 naira. And this guy, his name is Victor. I'm sure this guy has nothing less than 5 persons that he's managing their social media for. I'm the person he charges the least because it's a partnership sort of. So we're taking some percentage of the money from his money. Now, when you look at that, if this guy has, let's say, 3 persons that are paying him 20,000. I think Victor charges a lot more than that, but I don't want to blow it since I don't have the actual figure. 20,000, and he's managing their social media, Instagram, Facebook, and all that. And he has only 3. Now he has me already, so I'm sure he does more than 3, but let's say he has only 3. That is 60,000. And he only posts 2 times or 3 times in a week sometimes. Morning and afternoon, or morning and night, or afternoon and night, or something like that. If you want more, you pay more. So think about that. He has 60,000 every month guaranteed to come for the next month. And he has the freedom to stay in his house and make out time to think and plan for the next big thing that he wants to do. So I don't know what business you want to run, but if you have these skills, it will give you the freedom to think and plan and then save up some money to start the business that you want to do. The next one is coding, okay? Computer programming and coding. Those guys that can design softwares and design a lot of things and even websites. There is copywriting and writing and content creation. If you can write, trust me, you can make a lot of money today. When you go to sites like Fiverr, for instance, or Upwork, and you are working there and you are being paid in dollars, some of them pay as little as $10, $50, $100 for you to write articles for them. So if in a typical day you write 3 articles and they all paid, say, $20, $20 is a lot of money in Nigeria currently. Think about that. That's a lot of things to do. So some of these skills is what I recommend for you. There is also the sales skills. I recommend sales skills because if you have the ability to sell something, almost every company will want to hire you. Companies love people who can convince people who can talk to people and bring them on board in their business. So that's also something you should consider. And there is virtual assistance. Some of us might not know this, but there are people who assist people, but not physically, instead virtually. So they work with them online and they provide some sort of support and assistance for them. And you can do this from the comfort of your house. So if you have 5 or 10 clients, that's a lot of money. And there is web design. I do web design, project management. There's graphic designs. I'm just listing the ones that I know and the ones that are common. So think about all of these things. These are opportunities that you can groom yourself in and use as a leverage for building and establishing yourself as an entrepreneur in Nigeria. I hope we're still following. Number 6, I want you to tap into grants and other funding opportunities. I've talked about this and I'm still saying it. Tap into every grant opportunity you see, but don't go into it with the attitude of a typical Nigerian. We don't take things seriously. Listen, if you're applying for grants, you have to understand there are sometimes thousands of other people who are applying for the same grants. Okay, there are thousands of other people who are applying for the same grant you're applying for. And these guys are good. Nigerians are good. I mean, Nigerians are very good. Some people are working so hard. People are putting their best foot forward. So you can't be applying for a grant and you're not giving it your best shot. In our grants, we asked the question, we said, why should we invest 50,000? Mr. Sam, why should we invest 50,000 in your business? And we put in bracket, this is the reason why you'll be selected. Do you know some people don't even make any effort to explain to us why we should invest the 50,000 into their business? It just says something that is normal. I mean, think about it. There are hundreds of people coming. What do you think? You have to show the organizers that, hey, look, out of these hundreds of people, thousands of people, I am the person you should invest in because I'm willing to put the best foot forward just to have access to that funding that you have. So even though I'm encouraging you to go for funding opportunities, please don't go there and have this like a bicycle attitude and then come back and say, I applied for 10 and they did not call me. Why didn't they call you? Check how you were applying. Were you supplying the information they asked you to? Were you following the information they gave to you? If they asked you to write 3 pages, did you write 1? But they specified that you should write 3 pages article. Why didn't you do what you were asked to do? So don't just apply, but apply as somebody who is very serious. If you seriously apply for 10, I'm certain that by next year, at least 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of them will click for you. And I wouldn't be surprised if somebody here secures 3 to 4 different funding. I'll be happy. At least you get to take me out and maybe spoil me a little with the funding money. so I'm really hoping that some of us will take this seriously and not just go for funding, but go and put your best foot forward. If they ask for your picture, give them the best quality picture that you have. They ask for articles, give them. They ask for this, give them. Prepare yourself. Come out and show them, listen, out of the thousands of people who are applying, I am the one that deserves this money and I can prove it to you. That's the attitude you should have. Then the next thing you should take note of is in business, you have to bootstrap. I built my business by bootstrapping. What is bootstrapping? Bootstrapping simply means managing the resources you have by using alternative means or alternative forms. So instead of following the normal protocol that will cost you a lot of money, follow alternative routes or alternative forms. Let me give you examples of places where I've bootstrapped before. By using shared spaces. Instead of renting an office, you know you're a small business owner, you have ₦1 million in your account, and you went and spent 800,000 just to rent an office space so that if your friends come, they will call you boss. They say, see your office. Remember that when you pay for rent 800,000, you will furnish that office. By the time you furnish that office, you will get generator. You will get a very good TV screen. You will get good sofa. You will work on the toilet and every other thing. By the time you finish, remember that the government will come. You begin to pay a lot of money. You pay for electricity that they will not give you, and you still buy diesel. By next year, diesel is expected to get to 350 naira per liter. These are the kind of money that you'll be spending. So before you let your ego decide whether you're going to have an office or not, somebody came to my office many years ago in Anambra State and was like, man, you are made. Look at how big your office is. What he didn't know is that me, I'm worried. I'm worried that my office is this big, okay? Because I'm not setting up a business for my ego. I'm setting up a business for profit. I don't want to spend the rest of my life paying rent. In Lagos, we also had a big office. This year, I called them. I said, look, can we step down from the big one to something smaller? Because I don't see why we're having such a big office. I used to have my own private office in Lagos. When I left Lagos, the private office was there. It was empty. We had to rent out one of the offices, and then I still have a private office. Private office nobody's using. What is he doing there? This is a waste of resources. We're not that big yet. So I spoke to the manager. I said, look, let's move down. Since I'm no longer in Lagos, let's move down to a smaller place that you have office for yourself, you have a training center, and then we are good. And luckily she agreed, or fortunately she agreed, and we moved down and we cut down the cost of running the office space. Listen, you're not building a business for your ego. Business is not a place, it's not showmanship, okay? Business is business. We set up business for profit. So this is business. If you know that your office could do well with shared spaces, use shared spaces. You see someone like Mojisola, sorry, I don't think it's Mojisola, but it's Mo. Mo, your name, I don't know why I don't, okay, Mololua. Am I getting it right? Someone like Mo is, by the way, if you have events, you have a wedding coming up, you can talk to Mo. She helps people to plan events and, make sure that your event goes so well. Somebody like this now for a startup, she does not need a sophisticated office. She doesn't, unless she wants to impress somebody's son or somebody's daughter, but she really doesn't need all of those things. She could use a shared space and have just a small cubicle where she can sit down and have conversation with the clients. And those shared spaces, some of them you pay 15,000 a month, 50,000 a month, 20,000 a month. They provide you with electricity. They can help you to collect your letters or any information that somebody is bringing, they can drop it there. They pay electricity for you. If they take light or if generator spoils, you don't have to worry. They will take care of it because that's their business. It's not yours. Listen, it is high time we begin to do business the way it has to be done. Focus on profit. All the money you are plunging into office spaces, if you have saved it in the next 3 years, you will not just have enough money to set up your business, but you have enough money to even set up more, to set up a better office space than what you're admiring today. What you're admiring today is a small thing compared to what you can do tomorrow if you have enough money. So while some of my mates and peers were running around trying to set up sophisticated and fancy offices, me, when I came to Abuja, even till now in Abuja, we use shared spaces. It gives me peace of mind. I only pay for what I use. If I don't use it, I don't get to pay, right? So think about that the next time you're thinking about bootstrapping. Another way you can bootstrap is to do your marketing and your designs by yourself. I had to learn marketing because of my business. I had to also learn how to design because of my business. So do your marketing and do your designs by yourself. The reason is because if you had to hire people who are good, they will charge you a lot of money. For once, I used to do designs for 10,000. The cheapest I do is 5,000. So imagine if I do 3 designs for you and you pay me 15,000. As a small business owner, you might not have that kind of money. If I do marketing for you, I start from 100,000. Now, that's a lot of money for a small business owner. Okay, and I don't even spend the entire 100,000 on the marketing. I still have to take my own cut. I still have to take my own money out of it. So to save yourself from those things, you are still young. Do yourself a favor. Go and learn. Somebody said I'm having network issues here. Okay, sorry. We're sorry to hear that. So do your marketing and do your designs by yourself. That's what I will encourage you to do. The next one, hire only interns and volunteers. If your business has come up to a level where you need workers and you don't have the money to pay workers, hire those who will volunteer. Just basically, if you're a good person and you're nice, talk to people. Some people might volunteer to work with you on part-time or just sometimes when you have a job. So you don't have to be paying a lot of money until when your company can afford to do that. The next one is to work from home. Okay, you can either get a shared space or you basically work from home, because that will save you a lot of money. And I know some people will say it's not every business you do from home. That is true. It is not every business you do from home. Imagine me as a trainer, okay, or as a consultant, as a marketing consultant. Somebody wants me to consult for their company, and he's saying, where can we meet? I say, let's meet in my house. The person will say, okay, I'll get back to you. That will be the end of the job. And then imagine if she's a lady and says, sorry, I really want to have this conversation with you about my business. Where can we meet? I say, let's meet in my house. It's not going to work. But there are people who have come to understand that they can hold virtual meetings. Okay, so we don't really have to have most of these things. Some Nigerians have not gotten there, but some people have also gotten there. If that is the only option you have, leverage it. Let people know, listen, for now, I work from home. We can hold virtual meetings, or I can come to your own office and see you or meet you there. It's just for a start, okay? Over time, you're going to raise money and you won't continue doing like that. Number 8 thing I want to say is focus on delivering and getting the job done, no matter what. Once people pay you for a job, once people pay you for a gig, always do your best to get it done, no matter what, no matter how difficult, okay? Do your best to get it done. The reason is because the more you deliver on your promise, the better you get in business, and the more money and the more customers or clients that gets referred to you. Invest in your personal development. Invest in your personal development. This is very crucial to your success as an entrepreneur. If there is any asset you have, it is yourself. You are your biggest asset. You are the biggest thing you have in your life right now. So as an entrepreneur, every time you hear about seminars or programs, these are the ways you can invest in yourself, by the way. Go out for them. You need them. You need to learn. You need to grow. Most times your business will grow to the extent that you've grown yourself. The more you invest in yourself, the better you get, the better the business also gets, the more you learn. Somebody attended my sales training program, a woman, in Abuja. We did a sales training program every Friday in 1 month like that. And she paid a lot of money and attended. This woman has never started a business before. She's a civil servant, right? And then that was her first time of starting a business, and she really wanted to know. So she attended my sales program, and guess what? The first time she's starting a poultry business, she completely sold out. It was a crazy testimonial when she was talking about it. She was like, it's a big sellout. And people were asking her, why? How were you able to do that? She said she basically did what she learned in the class. Everything she learns, she tries it. So there was this time I told them, don't wait for people to sell your stuff for you. Get on the phone, call 30 persons, close deals. And she did them. And that skyrocketed her business. So listen, you have to invest in yourself. If you really want your business to be a success, you got to be willing to invest in yourself. It's very crucial and very important. The next one is cultivate the character of success. Now, this is important. If you're going to be a successful entrepreneur, you need to have the character of success. And what is that? You have to learn to be consistent. Stop moving from one business to the next business every month. Today, you are a Bitcoin trader. Tomorrow, you are now into agriculture and you've dropped Bitcoin. The next day, you are now a public speaker and you've dropped trading. The next day, you've now gone into, come on. It takes time to build anything worthwhile. You need to have a brand. You need to become the number one in your field, and that takes time. So stop moving from one business to the next business to another business. Stay in one place, okay? Another thing you have to do is learn to be punctual. It will help you on the long run. And another thing you have to also learn is to be teachable. Some of us are not teachable. Somebody cannot correct you. Somebody cannot tell you what to do. How do you build a business if nobody can teach you or talk to you? The next thing is learn to be dedicated to your business. Very important. Learn to be dedicated in your business. And the final point that I want to make today, number 11 point, is learn the unwritten laws or rules of business and success. And what are those rules? Number one, don't ever be a beggar. I beg you, even though I've asked you not to beg, but I'm begging you in the name of God. If you are an entrepreneur, desist from the temptation to beg. If you are pitching for a business, desist from the temptation to beg. Pitching is not begging. Pitching is, I have a business. This is the prospect of the business. I need your funding to make the business a success, and I hope that you find me worthy of it. That is it. You don't have to beg. You don't have to be saying, please, if you can do this for me, God will bless you. It has gone from business to personal. Unless the person is your friend, that's a different case. But if it is business, people don't like it when you come with all those emotional sentiments and religious sentiments. Avoid such language. Do not beg. Instead, make a proposal. Tell them, this is what I have. This is what it can do. This is how it can change the world. And I need you to come on board so that we can make this a success. But don't beg. And if you meet people, if you are building relationship with people, avoid you meet somebody today, tomorrow your grandmother is sick or your grandfather is having headache and you need them to give you money. Once you begin to do that, you might get the money, but you have already reduced the person's perception of you, especially when it comes to business. If you're a business person, come with proposals and avoid being a beggar. People don't really help beggars. They give beggars, but they don't help them. People help people that have a plan for themselves. When you come with a plan and I look at it and I say, I see that this plan can make me money or can give me a good name, I might invest in that plan. But if you beg for money, how much do you think you can get? The highest anybody gives a beggar is maybe 5,000, 3,000, 1,000, 15 naira. That's because they are beggars. So don't be that. Don't be like that. The next one is treat small opportunities as big ones. Some people say, picture, this is just 50,000. It's just 50,000. Therefore, I don't want to take it seriously. Listen, how you take small things is how you take big things. If you see small opportunities, treat them like they are the biggest opportunity of your lifetime, because they might be. You might be surprised that you come for a pitch that is supposed to be 50,000 and you end up getting more. Or because you gave it your best, you stand out. And the same character keeps on repeating itself. So you keep on growing and you keep on getting better. Please learn to treat small opportunities as if they are the biggest one you've ever seen, because they might actually be if you do a great job. And the last thing I want to say to you is always market yourself at every chance. Even if somebody is not going to pay you or something is not going to pay you money, but it gives you the opportunity to market your business, go there. There is nothing as important in business as having the opportunity to tell, even if it is one person, about your business. Because the more people that know about your business, the more chances you have of being very successful in that business. So that is where I want to stop for this session. And in our next session, in our next business program, I'm going to talk about what I call business edge, the skill that will set you above your peers in business. I want to know those that are still following, and I want to know if you have any questions you would like to ask. So I can take those questions and we can close for this particular session. Okay, so Alan is following. Does anybody have any questions that they would like to ask?
Fabian, I have a question.
Oh, Mr. David, okay, go ahead, please.
Yes. Okay. So as a businessman, you're expected to have downfalls, failures, and all that. Yes. So now let's just assume, like when you're trading, there's something called liquidation, when you literally have no way to just get back. What would you say is the advice? Do you continue in that line of business or you just try something else?
I'll say you meet a business consultant and the both of you will explore your options. And sometimes I've seen cases where it is better to quit because obviously you're not going anywhere. I started a tech business, building a tech app that was supposed to do brand influencing. So basically my app was supposed to link influencers with companies that are looking for influencers and then get paid in the process. We've worked it, I've invested money, only for me to do a strategic business analysis on the business and realize that the business is not only risky, but it might not even go as much as I wanted to go because certain things were just not in place. And I reviewed the document myself by asking myself several hard questions. And I saw that this is not going to work. I don't have what it takes. Maybe somebody else can pull it, but I don't have what it takes to pull this particular business to work. And what did I do? I quit. Saved me from stress and further money because I would have been plunging money there and praying and swearing. And maybe by now it would have eaten a lot more money, eating my feelings and emotion, spoiled my mood, and make me feel so bad. So sometimes it's okay to quit. But before you quit, make sure you meet with somebody who understands business and you and the person reviews the options available. If at the end of the day, the person believes that this thing is not going to work, then let it die. Find something else and move on.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I have some questions that were sent through Instagram. I want to take them now. And if you have other questions, please do let me know because I'm going to close after this. The first question is, I would also appreciate if your guest could talk about how a small business with little or no financial capacity can compete with the big and established ones. So this person is basically saying, how can a small business compete with the big ones? Please, if you're a small business, remove that competition mindset from your head. You don't need to compete with the big ones. You don't have to. You don't need to. Nigeria has a population of over 200 million human beings. Your business doesn't even need millions of people, depending on what you are doing. Some businesses can be okay with 50 clients a month. Someone like Mo, for instance, cannot even handle 50 clients a month because she can't plan 50 events accurately a month, 50 different events in different cities. Oh, come on. It will take a lot of things to be able to do that. So all she needs is just 5 to 10 good clients a month and let them come every month. So why does she have to compete with the big guys? She doesn't have to. Take away the competition mindset. You're a small business. Competition will derail you. It will make you do certain things that you don't want to do. Focus on your own work. Get the kind of clients you can get and serve them, and then grow at your own pace. Okay, grow at your own pace. Over time, you will discover that even the big businesses will be afraid of you. because small businesses have more advantages than big businesses, but many of us don't know that. Small businesses, you can call the owner of the business and say, Mo, please come. I want to see you in KFC. She will come. Both of you will sit down and talk. Big businesses, they will ask you to write a proposal, write a formal letter, send this one, and they will get back to you in 4 working days. Who has that kind of time? Small businesses, nobody's getting back to you in 4 working days. You get back to me right now on the phone. Will you do it or not do it? How much will it cost? You know, so you actually have advantages. Do not get into a war with big businesses. Second question, somebody said, my question is, how do you manage a business without running into debt? And secondly, what type of business can one do with little or no capital and be successful? I've mentioned some businesses you can do with little capital. I don't know about no capital, but with little capital, you can do those businesses. Then how do you manage a business without running into debt? By avoiding debt. Avoid debt. Do not borrow. Go for grants. Use the small money you have. Sometimes you can collect money from clients ahead of time or customers ahead of time and use it to build your business. But do not go into debt trying to build a business. It will frustrate you, and sometimes it will affect your reputation. You don't want to get there. Somebody asked a question, Mr. Fabian, he said, for businesses that requires NAFDAC registration before advertising, do we still need to create awareness while awaiting the NAFDAC registration, or we start small adverts first? There's a kind of advert you need to do if you're that kind of business. Do strategic adverts, not public adverts, okay? Ask yourself, this product, let's say it's a health product, who are the people that will likely need it? The people that will likely need it might be NGOs that are focused on that kind of health problem, or pharmaceutical stores. So can I talk to the chairman of the pharmaceutical stores in Abuja? You can have a meeting, you can be having a meeting with him while processing your NAFDAC. But you have to understand that he will be very, very conscious of NAFDAC if it is health. So you have to know the stage at which you start meeting him, probably when you are sure that NAFDAC is going to approve it. So while you might not have to start doing public adverts, you can start doing strategic adverts, start recruiting the people that will help you to promote the business, start talking to strategic partners and other consultants while you are waiting for NAFDAC to approve your product or your business. So I hope I answered your question, Fabian. So these are the answers I have for some of the questions you have. For those who have registered for the pitch or ditch, if you made it, you will get a call or an email or a text informing you that you made it and then asking you further questions before we confirm your participation. And the program is going to hold on 22nd, which is December 22nd. It's a Wednesday. It's going to be a full day program. I encourage you to come around. More, since you didn't apply, maybe you can also come around, see 1 or 2 places you can help us with the production and every other thing. We look forward to seeing you. And I thank every one of our sponsors and partners, Sir Allen, and every member of our team who has been supporting us in one way or the other. I say God bless you. Thank you so much for attending this program. The next one, we're going to announce it and the date. Till then, stay cool and have a wonderful day. I hope you got value. Did you get value? Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Somebody sent a message. Okay, great. Great. So right now, this will be the end of this session. And thank